Things to Madam, and we are from Group 6 from BMM 2521 Mechanical Engineering Lab 2. So today we are gonna to do the lab which is free fall experiment. So I will briefly explain about what is free fall. So as we know that free fall is actually a phenomena that force that will pull any objects from any objects towards the ground. Okay, so another assumption is that we assume that the air resistance is negligible towards the gravitational effect. Then normally we know that the gravitational, the G value is 9.81 meter per second square. So today we are gonna to prove that this value is true throughout this experiment. So for the experiment setup for us, we have this reference height, the ruler as our reference height, and the main object is this tennis ball. So and then another one is our reference ruler, meter ruler too. Then we also use the stopwatch to record the time taken which the tennis ball will be fall down from desired distance, desired height to a desired height too. Then lastly, we also have a water level ruler to make sure that our reference height, which is vertical to the ground, so that our result will be obtained accurately. So that's all for our experimental setup. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. So nama saya Lukman Aziz bin Abdillah, MH20052 from the group 6. So I will continue for the experiment procedure. Okay, first of all we have the tennis ball, and then this is the free fall experiment. So first of all we have to take the tennis ball and put it on the top of the reference height, and then we read the reference, which is 41 for the diameter of the tennis ball, and then we take the free fall base, and then we put at the 0 centimeter because we want the base of a 0, and then we just release the tennis ball, and then they go. So we have a time that when the tennis ball will touch the free fall base. So we just repeat the experiment with 5 different heights, which is 40. The first one is 40, and then we go to 50, 60, 70, and also 80. So one experiment we take 3 samples, so we can get the average of the height and also the velocity. So that's all from the experiment procedure. So next we will continue. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Muhammad Fikri bin Abdul Hamid, metric number MH20018. So I will explain about, I will show you about how to execute the experiment. So for the first step is we put the free fall base at the 0 centimeter, and we start with the tennis ball at 41 centimeter. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
So this is the time taken, 0.78.
And for the experiment, we will take 3 take. 3 samples for the same height, which is 41 centimeter, 51 centimeter, and 61 centimeter. So for the next sample, we will use 51 centimeter. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
So this is the time taken for the second experiment, which is 0.38. Okay.
Okay, for the last sample, which is 61 centimeter. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, this is time taken for the third sample, which is 0.65 second. So,
Okay, so when all the sample being recorded, we will calculate to find the average of every sample to find the average speed at average time.
Okay, this is the result that we get from our experiment. So, as already know, we take 3 reading of times because we want to get the average time. It is to make sure the accuracy before we calculate the velocity. So this is the calculation of the average time. To calculate the average time, we add 3 readings and we divide by 3. So the average time for the first height we get 0.34 second, and the average time for the second height we get 0.43 second. Average for the third height we get 0.49 second. The average for the fourth height we get 0.54 second. And then for the fifth height, we get 0.61 second. This is the calculation of the velocity. For the formula of velocity that we use is displacement divided by times. So we take the displacement and we divide by the average times, and then we get the velocity. For the first height is we get the velocity is 1.21 meter per second. For the second height, the velocity is 1.19 meter per second. For the third height, the velocity is 1.24 meter per second. For the fourth height is 1.31 meter per second, and for the fifth height, the velocity is 1.33 meter per second. Okay, based on the result that we get, we construct a graph, velocity versus average time. And based on this graph, we can find the acceleration of the gravity. So, the acceleration of the gravity that we get is 1.0516 meter per second square.
Discussion. The air resistance can affect the motion when falling. With the air resistance, acceleration throughout a fall get less than gravity because the air resistance affect the movement of falling object by slowing it down. How much it slows it down? It depends on the surface area of object and its speed. What the corresponding between mass and time in this experiment? From this experiment, if the mass is increased, the time will decrease. That free fall object free fall uniformly from the low motion state, and object in fall experience uniform acceleration from gravity, leading to the linear rise in velocity of time. The average of starting and final velocity can be used to calculate the average velocity. Beginning velocity in free fall is normally is zero, and the acceleration caused by gravity and the length of the fall define the ultimate velocity. In conclusion, the average velocity a free fall test with constant height is not directly affected by the weight. Instead, the average velocity is determined by how the weight affects the acceleration brought by on the gravity, which then impact how the quickly the object velocity rise during the fall. Thank you.